This is an article from Variety. Denis Villeneuve to direct James Bond film at Amazon. So this was just announced a couple days ago is when this is dated. So I have mixed feelings on it. I'm not a huge James Bond fan. I think the last movie that I really, really liked was Casino Royale. That is still by far my favorite of the Daniel Craig era. I haven't seen all the ones of the Craig era. I think the last one that I remember was Skyfall, and that was really good. But Quantum of Solace, I don't think I liked, and all of the ones were just not nearly as good as that first one. So we'll see. But it's a new era for Amazon, MGM, and obviously James Bond is a huge MGM IP. They really shelled out for MGM Studios and all of its huge library of famous IPs. But James Bond is by far their most famous among that library within MGM. So there's been a lot of rumors swirling about who would be the next director. And lo and behold, it is Dune director Denis Villeneuve. And I'm a little saddened because this basically confirms that he's not doing Rendezvous with Rama anytime soon. And that is what a lot of people were hoping would be his next project after Dune Messiah. But maybe he just wants to take a break from science fiction in general. He's kind of become known as a science fiction filmmaker, but he's obviously done others in other genre, Prisoner, Sicario, and the like. So I think he may just want to dip his toes into something new. And here's the statement real quick that he made about it when this was announced. Well, first of all, I'll just start reading the article. It says, Denis Villeneuve will direct the next James Bond film, Amazon MGM Studios has revealed, with Tanya Lapointe signing on as an executive producer. As previously announced, Amy Pascal and David Heyman will serve as producers. And this is a quote from Denis Villeneuve. Some of my earliest movie-going memories are connected to 007. I grew up watching James Bond films with my father ever since Dr. No with Sean Connery. I'm a die-hard Bond fan. To me, it's sacred territory. He continues, I intend to honor the tradition and open the path for many new missions to come. This is a massive responsibility, but also incredibly exciting for me and a huge honor. Amy, David, and I are absolutely thrilled to bring him back to the screen. Thank you to Amazon MGM Studios for their trust. We'll see how that works out. But if you're a James Bond fan, let me know what you think of this news. And if you're a Denis Villeneuve fan specifically, how you think his style will work for the Bond universe. He does have his own unique filmmaking style. What do you think he specifically could bring to this world? One thing is interesting about this news, Denis Villeneuve actually won't have Final Cut. So I think that was known before. And I think that was maybe a holdover from the previous people that had it. I know a lot of people were hoping for Christopher Nolan and a Henry Cavill, obviously, to star. And I think Christopher Nolan insists upon Final Cut. So that's a deal breaker for him. I think I remember hearing that. So maybe that's why that could never work out with them. But they are looking for a writer currently. So this definitely seems that this is going to be right after Dune Messiah is done. And I assume as soon as Dune Messiah, which currently is set to release December 2026, as soon as that's done, and maybe a little bit of window there for Villeneuve to go off into the woods and rest and get his creative juices flowing, and probably several months later, probably the next summer later, I would guess that they would look to film that in summer 2027. So 2028, I guess, would be the earliest the Bond film would release. Very interesting to see who he would want to collaborate with, if he's going to continue on with Greg Fraser for the cinematography. And mostly what people want to know is who is going to be the next James Bond. That's going to be the make or break deal there. I think everyone mostly wants Henry Cavill. That's my choice too, but Henry Cavill's schedule is pretty busy too. And whether or not Denis Villeneuve will continue on in the franchise, I guess maybe they'll just wait and see once this first film is done and what the reaction is, how it does. But I think if he loves it, there might be multiple films that he would want to do. But I don't think Rendezvous with Rama is happening anytime soon. And you know what? It's fine. I just wish that if you didn't have the plan to work on that story and adapt it, I wish that you would just let it be like fish or cut bait and let someone else handle the adaptation, if you're just interested in other things at this point, if you want to branch away from science fiction after Blade Runner, 2049, Arrival, and a trilogy of Dune films, and maybe you just want to do something else for the foreseeable future, I'd be fine with that. But for it to just be sitting on the shelf in development limbo, just not doing anything, that's unfortunate, because I know a lot of Rendezvous with Rama fans were really hoping that that would be his next project. He also has like several other projects he's attached to that I guess will also be on the shelf as well. Rama was the one I was the most excited for, but he has like a sci-fi romance story from a Korean author, I'm Waiting for You, Nuclear War, A Scenario, Cleopatra, as well as Rendezvous with Rama. He is attached to all of those already, but if he's doing well with Bond and there's a great reception to it and to his style, he may want to just keep on with it. And I'm sure Amazon would be happy to keep him on as director if it does very well. That does surprise me, though, that Denis Villeneuve was okay with not having Final Cut. But with the state of the IP being where it is, I can understand why Amazon MGM would want to retain that ability. So we'll see how that relationship works out. But we'll see. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. If you're excited or a little bit disappointed that we're going to have to wait for Rendezvous with Rama, or who knows if we're ever going to see it. But if you're excited for Denis Villeneuve to take on James Bond, let me know what you think.